Howdy friends, it's Kathy from RustPaperScissors, and I'm here today to go through my latest journal. It is a autumn or Thanksgiving themed journal. First of all, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, and especially my new subscribers. I am embarrassed. I'm not very savvy, and I can't figure out how to find my list of subscribers, and I would like to, comment on each subscriber and welcome them to my channel, but I don't know how to do that. I've Googled it, but I can't figure it out. I added YouTube Studio to my phone, and it was supposed to be you go there, you find your subscribers, and you can click on it. I can't figure it out. If anybody knows how to do that and would take a minute to maybe send me a message or comment telling me how to do that, I would appreciate it. But again, I just wanted to say I do appreciate my subscribers, and thank you, and I do appreciate comments, and I do try to respond to every comment. I read them, and they're precious to me. I try to take to heart what people say, and I get a lot of encouragement, and I appreciate it, so I thank you. But let's get into this journal. And I don't know if y'all struggle like I do with themed journals. Sometimes I think they're easier because there's a theme, and then sometimes I think, well, maybe the person who really likes this journal would like to use it in another way, but all this themed items, limits them. So I try to make my journals a blank canvas, and I try to make any of the embellishments that I add something that you could take out or change if you wanted to use this journal in a different way, is what I'm trying to say. And I'll show you as we go through things that I think you could take out or change if you wanted to. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, and I've mentioned this in other videos, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but I'm not a traditional journaler, and I'm more of a list maker. I want to know who came, well, who was the guest list? What was the shopping list? How much did it cost for Thanksgiving dinner in 1962? I would love to know that. How much did we spend on Christmas presents? Or, just whatever. So I'm more of a list maker. So this journal, and a lot of my journals, but this journal in particular has 3 signatures, and in each signature the pages are the same. And why I do that is I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, this person might use this journal, let's say like they wanted to use it as a Thanksgiving journal. Maybe they want to document 3 years and compare 3 years. Well, they could in this journal because each of the pages are the same. Each signature could represent a year. And so that's kind of my thought process behind it. But it's also, you can use it any way you want. So I just wanted to explain some of my thought process. But this is the journal. It's approximately 6 3/4 by 4, and it has 3 signatures. It has about a 2-inch spine. One of my signature items is a closure is the bulldog clip with the chain. I think it's very easy and quick to use that as your closure. This is an example of a vintage handkerchief, and I added a nameplate, and I added the word autumn here, but again, you could add another piece of paper and make it your own name, or a year, or if you wanted it to be Thanksgiving. And then this is a doily that I crocheted and just added it to the back. And so that's what she looks like. And she's pretty thick. This is some, and I'll talk about this trim later, but this is some trim I found at Hobby Lobby, and I really like the buttons hanging off, and I like seeing some of the lace on the sides. Another thing I do is I like to add rusted ribbon crimps to the side, and then on this journal I added some topaz crystals. I can't remember if I got them off of a necklace or if they were off of a chandelier, but they were vintage. So I added 3 crystals there, and I really like that. It's a quick, easy way to add. I love to take jewelry that I find in thrift shops and repurpose it for my journals. So we'll go inside. I added a library card here, and it says, "So incredibly grateful for all my blessings," a little piece that I crocheted, and then it has just a little book card in there. And then on this page, it's just, one of the things that I love to use is something called ribbon twist paper. It adds a lot of dimension, but not a lot of bulk. And then another thing that I love, and I used it to cover the inside of the book, is it's called sticky back velvet. And I just love this stuff. I love the feel, I love the look. And so I added it behind this little digital image. And so that's the first signature. And then another one of my signature items is, I call them rusted metal prong fasteners. And it's just a way to add pages. And then, but the beauty of it is you could open this up and remove these pages or add more pages to it. You could take these pages out, do something different. But so this gives you a lot of freedom, so I like that. I sell those in my shop. And then kind of adding to the vintage theme and the idea of maybe Thanksgiving, I added some Tim Holtz wallpaper. So that's throughout. So that's on all the signatures. And then this is, all the pages are tea-dyed. This is some tea-dyed tracing paper. And some of the pages I'll flip through pretty quick because, like I say, it's a blank canvas. This is a metal rim tag, and I tea stained them, and I added, I stamped on there the details. I sell the plain tea-dyed tags in my shop. I also sell the metal rim tags that have old book paper on there. And so that's just a place. And like I say, there's a lot of blank pages, a lot of places for you to journal. On this is a some ledger paper from the early 1900s. And on most of the pages, when I have a tuck spot that I folded this paper up to get it in the book, I left the side open. And the reason I did that was sometimes you have an embellishment that's maybe a little bit thicker. And so that being open allows you to be able to put that embellishment in there. So that was my thought process behind that. And then here's just some paper, plain paper. This is some modern ledger paper, and whenever I have a page that you fold out or, you know, open, I try to reinforce the edge because sometimes it can be fragile paper or that just gets a little frail with the wear and tear. So on this one, I added a little rusted washer, and I added some cute gingham ribbon. And then I added here a little tag, and it says Harvest Moon. On this page, this is again a piece that I crocheted. It was half of a granny square pattern, and I just made a tuck spot out of it. And again, it's not a vintage item, but it looks vintage, so I think that helps with the cohesiveness of the journal. And then in there, I just added some words that you could cut out and add to it, you know, where you want it in the journal. Then this is just a coin envelope, and on the back I added a little metal rim tag for the closure. Makes it really kind of easy. And then these were just a couple of small digital prints that I added. So that goes there, so that's that. And then this is just some music paper. And I didn't strengthen that pull out. And then this is just some graphed paper. Then here's an example of the page where you pull out. And this, I just added that some seam binding. I just added some seam binding along there. Again, just give you something to grab onto to help maybe know that it's a pull out, and just to strengthen that edge. So that's an example. The center of my signatures, I normally put an envelope, and that hides the strings. So on this one, I covered the envelope with some burlap, and then I added a digital print. And then this one, I was having trouble in this journal getting the envelopes to open up. So on each envelope, I added a different kind of metal like thing to help you open the envelopes up. And on this one was just a mini bulldog clip that I rust, and I sell those in my shop. So I just added it to the edge. It helps you open up that envelope. If that wasn't sticking out, you might not know, and it's hard to get it open. This is just a digital printout that I did, and it's blank, and I need a journal on. And then on the back of the signatures, a lot of times I'll add lace, so I added some lace to this one. And then this is just the other side of the pages. Oh, here's an example. I don't know, I never know what stage people are in their journaling. And a lot of people don't maybe have a lot of supplies or a lot of money to spend on supplies. So I wanted to suggest that you take a look around the sewing notions department of like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and you'll find a lot of things. And this is an example. It's called double fold bias tape, and I add it to the edge of pages. Like again, this is a pull-out page that I want to strengthen. But also, let's say like I had cut this page and I perhaps hadn't cut it just super straight. This stuff will cover up a variety of sins. And what you do is you get maybe like 4 or 5 yards. It's only a couple of dollars. It opens up. Let's see if I can do it here on camera. Probably not. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. But it opens up, and all you do is just add it to the edge of the page, and then I add my glue, and you're done. And it adds a little color. It adds strength. And so that's that. I did it in a different journal. I did it in this Christmas journal, and some different ways on the envelopes, on the edge, I added it. And then, if I can find it, I might not can find it. There's something called piping, and I had it pulled out here. You can add the piping to the page, and I can't find it. I'm sorry. I thought I had it marked. Here it is. This is just, you know how on the cushion sometimes there's piping, and that's all I did was I added a little bit the red piping, and it kind of is dimensional, and then I added some lace over it. But it was a easy way to add a little color and a little interest to your page. So that's that. They also sell, and I'll show you an example in the Notions book. It's called seam tape or hem tape, and it's just lace. It comes in various colors. I think there's a couple of sizes, but it's not real big. But again, it's very reasonable. Lots of times Hobby Lobby puts this stuff on sale for half price, so you can get it very reasonable, and then you can just add it to your arsenal if you don't have a lot of lace or trim. It's just a way for you to get some. So that's a tip. This is just some graph paper, again the music paper, and then this is just the tea-dyed paper. On this one I added a digital image that I had printed on some tea-dyed paper, and I just added it with a little of the aged sellotape. If you didn't like this, you could remove that. You could tear it and, not have a flap if you wanted. There's different things you can do. Then on this page, this is, again, another flip out. And I added the little ampersand. I added a little metal rim tag, and then I stamped an ampersand on there. And it could be a tuck spot if you wanted. That's not a good example, but it could be a tuck spot. So that's that. Again, if you didn't like this, you could take it off and cover up the hole with a sticker or something. Again, our blank pages. And then this is an example. I added to my shop recently something called hojos, and what I call them are holiday journal inserts. So I call them hojos. It might be a little hokey, but what I've noticed is I added several to this journal, and sometimes the hardest part of a journal is the embellishment part. So I watch a lot of videos where people mass make ephemera, and I'm really thinking that's the way to go, because if you easily had something that you could pick up and add to your journal, it makes the embellishing part go fast. The embellishing part sometimes is really the most fun, but it can be the most time-consuming if you've got to stop and make something. So this was just an example from one of the Thanksgiving hojos. I had made this little insert, and it's just some corrugated cardboard, and then I added some blank paper, and then just an image that I again printed onto tracing paper, and then I added some brads, a little grosgrain ribbon with the word harvest, and it just makes a quick, cute little embellishment. This is the back of the signature. I just added some lace as a belly band, and then you're done. So I think that looks nice. And then this page again is the back of the signature. This is something that it doesn't bother me, but it might bother some people. This metal prong fastener, I don't seal them. I don't have the time to seal them, so sometimes they the rust comes off, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't bother me. You could cover that up. You could put some clear fingernail polish over that if you wanted. I just don't have the time to do it. It doesn't bother me, so I just wanted to explain that so you know. And then again, this is some of the ribbon twist paper. This is green. I sell the green and the brown in my Etsy shop. The reason I have it is one year my kids were in vacation Bible school, and I was one of the teachers, and for a project we needed this ribbon twist paper. Well, I did not pay attention to what I was ordering, and I have a lifetime supply of ribbon twist paper. So I sell it in my shop if anybody's interested. But once I started using it in my journals, I love it. Like I say, you've got some dimension and not a lot of bulk. So, and again, there's a pretty harvest image. Again, the ribbon crimp and the little crystal. And then on this page, again, is our extra pages and some wallpaper. And then we'll flip through these pretty quickly. So I know I'm taking your time, and I try to be mindful. Again, opened up, place for you to journal or put pictures. This is again, the ledger paper that I tea-dyed. I added the washer, and then this tag says football. If you didn't like football, you could cover that up with something else. It'd be hard to remove this tag because it's inside the paper, but you could cover up the football. And then here's an example of, again, a metal rim tag, and I tea stain these. I sell these in my shop. I tell them tea stained, and I sell them with old book paper. But what why I added it to this page was I think music is very powerful, and it takes you back to a place or a time. It evokes a memory. So when I saw the music paper, it made me think of remembering how important music is. And so I added that, and then it could also be a tuck spot, but you could take that off if you didn't like it. And again, here's some more of that seam tape, hem tape. And then this is the center of the signature, the little clip that I added to help you get into the envelope. And then this is some trim that I found at Hobby Lobby. It was like some lace. I love this, but it was expensive. It was about $14 a yard. And so I bought like a quarter of a yard. But I thought, I think I could make that. So I'll show you what I did. In this Christmas journal that I'm working on, I tried to reproduce it, and I think I did pretty good. I had some vintage lace, and then I added the baby rickrack, and then I added buttons, and I think it looks fairly similar. I really like this one, but I think mine is pretty good. So there's just different things you can do, and just always look around for inspiration. And there's a lot of it out there, a lot of good people on YouTube, and I get a lot of inspiration from YouTube. Then this is just the inside that envelope. I added 3 little tags. I believe those are Tim Holtz. What is that? Oh, I shouldn't have even been said. It's Tim Holt tag. And blueprints. I think it's called blueprints. And then just some lace on the back of that envelope. Here's another piece of dictionary paper. I added the seam binding, or the seam tape, hem tape. Just some more examples. This is an example of a metal rim tag that I put the old book paper on. And then there's a lot of sites, and I think Graphics Fairy is one, that there are a lot of images that are transparent. So when you print them, if you print them on like clear paper, it's clear sticker paper. If you print it on clear sticker paper, then that's what I did on this. I printed this little rose on some clear sticker paper, and then I added it over the book page, and I think it adds, kind of to the look of maybe vintage, and so I like that. And then this is another example of this page. I have a friend, and her name is Tonya Ferguson, and she is with a YouTube channel called Scribbles in Time, and she's an amazing journal maker and artist, and she explains better than I can the theory behind like having pages like this where you see the other pages, when you have your book open, and how your eye goes to those colors. So you have to be aware sometimes of the colors that you're using. And she, like I say, she explains it better. I wish you would go and look at her channel. She does some amazing work. But that's kind of one of the things I like, that you can see the different laces when the book's open, and this page kind of has that cohesive feel with kind of feel like something from your grandmother. So that's that page. And then here's an example of, again, a pull-out page and some lace that I added to the edge. And y'all will laugh at this story. When I'm finishing out a journal and adding the embellishment, I talk to myself a lot, and I'm acting like I'm on video and I'm telling y'all the story of this, and so I get carried away sometimes. Well, I got carried away on this one, and I accidentally glued this lace to the wrong page. I glued it to this page. Well, I used Fabri-Tac, and sometimes you have a couple of minutes, but it dries pretty fast. But I was able to pull the lace off and add it to the page that I wanted. But what I wanted to tell you was, I don't know the name of these erasers, but it's an artist eraser that erases glue boogers, is what I call them, but glue residue. So I used it and was able to get most of the glue residue off. There's still a little bit, but it's not noticeable. But these are wonderful. They're worth their weight. Like I say, there's some kind of gummy eraser, and it takes the glue boogers quite away. And then another tip I wanted to share with you was, sometimes if you use double-sided tape, like those tape runners or guns, you put the tape on one side of an image, and then you're going to stick it down onto another page. Well, if you want to give yourself a little wiggle room or a little time to adjust it, if on the tape that you've put down, if you'll add a little glue stick over that tape, it gives you the ability to move that image around just a little bit. So it gives you a little wiggle room is what I like to call it. So there's another tip about glue. And then here's the rest of the pages. Again, they are the same. And then here, this is just some crochet trim that I made. And then I added the 3 digital images, again fall themed. And then the back here is just plain. And then I love this little image, this little girl, and it says Thanksgiving greetings. And then again, here's our ribbon crimp and our crystal. And then this is the extra pages. And then the wallpaper that I added. And then this is tracing paper. Again, talking about embellishments and making mass embellishments, I made some of these fabric swatches, and I really liked them, and I added how I combined them together was with a ribbon crimp. So I crimped them down, and then I added a little rhinestone. But how was I going to use that in a page? So, because I'd already crimped it. So what I did was I glued the back of the ribbon crimp and added it to this page. So now it's kind of a little secret place. If you wanted to journal something, you know, kind of secret, you could. But it's just some lace and fabric, and then I stamped family and added a little button. And so I really liked that. And then again, here's our blank pages, trying to get through it. Again, this one I added the washer, and then on this metal rim tag, I cut out a circle of the guest check and added that. And then just our pages, and then a dictionary page pull out. And then this is the center of this signature. This is one of the things that I sell in my shop. It's a little alligator clip. I use them like paper clips, and then on some of them I sell them plain, or I sell them with the flat back pearls or with a rhinestone. And I like it because a lot of times when you have this on your page, if you close the journal, you can see the little pop of color, or you can see the bling up here. So that's why I added that, again, to help open this up. And then again, it's just a couple of digital tags. And then the lace, and here's our dictionary paper. I did not strengthen this page. Here's an example. Music, again, I didn't strengthen that page. Here is the tea-dyed paper with the digital image that I printed out and added. Again, if you didn't like this, you could tear it off, or you could remove it some way. Then this is another pull out, and it's a metal rim tag that says family. And then here is just the other pages. And then here is the back of the signature, and this was just a little vintage image of the mother fixing the Thanksgiving table. And then this is an example of kind of part of the Hojo that I sell, the holiday journal inserts. This one is the Thanksgiving one, and it's just a little place for you to talk about this Thanksgiving. I embossed on there gather, and then you can talk about what are your traditions. Our traditions is we always go to my aunt's, and we play games and that type of things. What were the decorations? On this one, being from Texas, football is king, I added a football page, and then I added Thanksgiving dinners take 18 hours to prepare. They are consumed in 12 minutes. Halftime takes 12 minutes. This is not a coincidence. Irma Bonbeck, so I love that. So that's just added there on football. And then what were the top 10? Who were your guests? What was the menu? Obviously, always what was the weather. And so that's our little insert. Again, that's why I added it, because you could, make this section about, the year of your Thanksgiving. Or you could make this could be September, this could be October, this could be November. Just however you wanted to do it. And then the back of the book, I added some twill, I guess I call it twill tape or twill ribbon, and just added 2 washers on there. And then I made some tickets, and just with some fall things like football, haunted house, hayride, hot cocoa, that type of thing. And then I added 3 quotes, my favorite quotes about Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I think sometimes it's kind of overshadowed by Christmas, but it's one of my favorites. And it says, gratitude is a memory of the heart, and that's J.B. Masu. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Thanksgiving, after all, is a word of action, and that's W.J. Cameron. And then Thanksgiving was never meant to be shut up into a single day, and that's Robert Casper Linter. Well, that's the end of the journal, and I hope I haven't taken too much of your time, but I wanted to share it with you. It will be for sale on my Etsy shop. I do appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable, especially this time of year, and would appreciate any comments. I do look at them, and I take them to heart, and would just love to know what you think. Thank you very much. Bye.